Look at this, the size of these kohlrabi. We're gonna have enough kohlrabi pickled for a couple of years here. Now we love kohlrabi, but you can only eat so much of it at a time. And these things are huge. This is the pan of these that we got just picking in the garden, and this is not a small pan. Kohlrabi is good. You should try it. Maybe just, and we planted all these from seed. Maybe we should have planted a few less seeds. And this was just not even a half dozen seeds that came up. But they look like this all over. And you just cut them open and peel them, make small, little tiny, yeah, that goes well, cubes, put them in a jar, pour your brine over them, and let them pickle. I'm going to be showing you that too. The other day I did the first part of this video. My husband dug up the kohlrabi for me. I washed it, took the skin off the outside of it, did a lot of cussing, cut it up into small pieces because this stuff is painful on your hands. So I had to take a couple of days to recover here. Now I am back. You can see that I have put kohlrabi, and I put carrots in the jar because they go together. They're the same basic thing. I'm putting a bay leaf in each jar. Each jar also has a garlic in it. And then I'm going to fill them up with the brine that I have. I found a recipe for kohlrabi pickles on thatrecipe.com. This is the recipe I'm using. Here's my brine. It's almost ready. Boil until sugar and salt have dissolved. Okay. Let me see here. I do believe the sugar and the salt have dissolved already. So I'm going to get started adding this to the jars. Oh, yeah, that don't need anything there. I have my funnel, and I have a cup which just happens to be an extra. I'm not looking for anything in particular because I'm just filling this up over the top of the this is the purple jar. Top of the kohlrabi and the carrots. I'm not actually measuring anything. There's no measurements. There is measurements in the recipe, but not for adding the brine to the jar. So here we go. Now this brine has pickling spices in it. It has salt. It has sugar. There we go. That should be number one. Yep. And it does say 1/4 inch at the top. which I have done right here. Ooh, that's hot. Now, when I'm done with this, I am going to pressure can it. But that will be tomorrow's achievement. So I'm going to fill these jars and I'll bring you back when I get them filled.
Motion detected at.
This recipe for the brine has white vinegar, water, sugar, pickling spice, salt, and red pepper flakes, which will take your breath if you're not careful. Any that I have left over, I'm going to pickle carrots too. I have plenty of kohlrabi left in the refrigerator, but that's hard on your hands, so I'm not going to be pickling any more of that. And besides that, I have 6 pints and a quart of kohlrabi that's going to be pickled. Okay, well, we're back, and because I had to make some more of the brine to go in the pickled kohlrabi. It is now done. Didn't take but a few minutes. It's a real simple brine. Oh, that one's full. Okay. Since I don't have quite enough, I'm going to add a little more vinegar on top of this one. Because I like spicy pickles. Goes in the sink to be washed shortly. And grabbed a paper towel, and I'm going to cup. I know it has a name, I'm not sure what it is. And I'm going to wipe off the rims of my jars and put the lids on. Now keep in mind, all of these lids, keep in mind, all of these jars have been in the refrigerator for like 3 days, waiting on my hands to get where I could actually do something again. I will not be making this mistake again. No, I won't. there's all my jars. They're done. The canning will commence later. And I still have a gracious plenty kohlrabi to can. Should I choose to can some more. But we like to eat kohlrabi fresh, so it's staying in the refrigerator until I decide, one way or the other. Be back. Well, my electric canner has beeped. It now says filled jars. I don't have to. I put them in there filled so that it could heat them up. Now it is heating. And I will wait until it beeps again and come back and put the regulator on. This thing goes on the top of the Presto. Okay, and we're back, and I have loaded my canner with all of my jars from yesterday that lived in my refrigerator overnight, even though they are in pickling solution. Now I put them all in my canner again. And going to put the lid on here and a little lock it down. Plug my canner in because yes, I do use an electric canner, regardless of what anybody says. I like my electric canner. I'm comfortable with the tech stuff. I have done enough research that I'm good with it. Now, let's turn you a little bit more here. I'm going to turn it to the time, and I'm going to set my time for 35 minutes, which is what the Kerr book of canning says. Now, my jars are in there, and they're warming up. And my Presto is beeping. I'm here with my regulator, and I just put it on top and push the button, and 35 minutes from now it will turn itself off and start to cool. And we're done, and it's cooling down, so in about an hour I'll bring you back and we can take the jars out. Alright, in just a minute or two since I took the top off and set my camera up, I've already heard 2 jars click, make their noise, whatever you want to call it. Seal, actually, is what it is. That's number 3. uh, 6 pint jars and a quart jar of pickled kohlrabi and carrots. Now, this smells good. I'm just going to tell you. They are still siphoning. I have seen that while they're sitting here. All right. Thank y'all for joining me this time for my canning my pickled kohlrabi and carrots. Bye.